Yes, yes. What is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Network coming at you with another edition of Off the Cuff. Got the wrong background. That was from Cigars and Sports. But if you haven't checked it yet, go to Cigars and Sports. Our last live stream from Saturday, we went ham, Jim and I, back-to-back weeks. I apologize for the background there. You know, it's off the cuff, but whatever, man. It's just one of those things that I wasn't planning to get on this early in the week. You know, the football season is out. So, listen, we got to do some reaction. We have to do some reaction right now. We have the sound check on X and the other platforms are going good. This coaching carousel, you know, that Black Monday happened yesterday. About 6 jobs became vacant. Well, like 4 jobs, 3 jobs became vacant. There's already like 3 of them vacant, or 4, whatever the case may be. But the biggest shoe to drop was earlier, maybe just a couple hours ago, around 5 o'clock, 3 hours ago. The Ravens part ways with John Harbaugh. I know there were rumors out there, but I didn't think rumors like that would come into fruition, because if you take John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin, which one should actually get fired, regardless of Tomlin making the playoffs? It should be Tomlin and not John Harbaugh. Sorry, Jim. I got to keep it real. However, I could care less now. This one play right here not only cost the Ravens the playoffs against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Friday, on Sunday, I'm sorry, and cost the Ravens to go home for the season, but apparently it also cost John Harbaugh his job.
Snag good. Hold it. The kick is no good. It is wide right. And the Steelers are the champions of the North.
I know. Hold on.
Hold it. The kick is no good. It is wide right. And the Steelers are...
I know the kicker feels horrible for losing the game, but he probably feels even worse. This guy, the kicker, Loop, he probably feels even worse that it cost John Harbaugh his job. Unreal. Justin Tucker, man, you know, decided to do a Deshaun Watson and get all freaky and predator wise. They lost their kicker, Legatron, and now the Ravens are coachless and looking for a new head coach. You know what? John Harbaugh had a successful 18 seasons, a Super Bowl, 12 playoffs appearance, coach of the year. The man finished, had one, this didn't make the playoffs this year. Again, I don't think John Harbaugh deserved to be fired. There's no doubt about it. It's just more like, okay, I think that the probably behind the scenes, even though it wasn't what everybody thought it was going to happen, there was probably some arrangement already that this was going to happen regardless of, based on this game. But both the owner praises his thanks for John's loyalty and culture bit for the Baltimore Ravens. And John also thanked the franchise as well. He said he wasn't expecting this, but I think behind the scenes there was some type of agreement that, hey man, I don't think if you make the playoffs, we might part ways. And I think both sides are okay with it. I think John doesn't have any, he feels sad because 18 years in one place, that's like working in a company for 18 years, especially when you had good times, successful. He coaching a guy like Lamar Jackson. So I think this is a amicable breakup, not a dramatic breakup. I think it was just amicable breakup. With that being said, the Ravens are a very good job available right now. Coaching the Ravens, you got a lot of tools. You got a lot of good players. You got Lamar Jackson. That alone should, now who's going to replace John? It's going to be tough. Replacing the caliber of success. A lot of pressure. I don't know what direction the Ravens are looking into, but there's nobody out there in the coaching world that can replace this guy that has the resume that John has, the Harbaugh has. Very difficult, unless it's his brother Jim. But the real deal here is that, just like my title says, and it's not a clickbait title, the Giants really have the best opportunity to end up with a solid head coach. In this order, John Harbaugh now became the hottest commodity in football. All right? Hotter than any player, any free agent player. John right now is the man that every team should be like sacrificing their firstborn, their goat, their chickens, their cows, whatever they have in order for that person to come to their team and lead their team and coach. So remember what I said, right? John Gruden or a bust when he came for my Giants. I'm changing. That was before John Harbaugh was available. Before John was available. So John Harbaugh was available. Now, is John Harbaugh or bust? John Gruden is still a great piece if we get him. But John Harbaugh right now has a higher leg than Gruden in my book. That's the guy we should go all out for. Again, John Harbaugh is the guy now. Gruden takes a back seat to number 2. If they can get John Harbaugh, and most likely Gruden is not going to happen because it's a long shot. The NFL doesn't want to let Gruden in. If it's not Harbaugh and it's not going to be Gruden, Stefanski is your man. Stefanski is also your guy. Harbaugh number 1, Stefanski will be a great backup plan. Because Stefanski is also in a Mike Vrabel situation with the Titans. Mike Vrabel got let go just like Stefanski after winning Coach of the Year, being successful, having playoff runs, some bonehead moves by the front office that kind of like put him in a position to lose. But Stefanski's a hell of a coach. And I would more than love to have him as the Giants head coach. What I'm trying to say here that the Giants cannot fuck this up because they got 3 chances to end up with an elite effing coach that can be the coach for the next 10 years. John probably has another 10 more years in him. I hope he wants to get another job right away. John is the choice. Number 1 choice for the Giants right now. Probably the number 1 choice for any vacancy. Any team right now should be putting their best package together. You know what I'm saying? This is, again, he is the biggest free agent in the NFL right now. John Harbaugh. Nobody was expecting him to get fired. There was rumors, but, it's always rumors. Right? And this is a rumors that people just say that to get clickbait. Man. Crazy. Ravens want to go in a different direction. I don't know what direction that's going to be. What, Kingsbury? Mike McCarthy? Antonio Pierce? Who else? But it doesn't matter. The Ravens' loss can be or should be the Giants' effing treasure. That's exactly what it should be. Again, I know the Giants have not been very successful. We've been a laughing stock since Eli last Super Bowl. Haven't made the playoffs like in 10 years. With that being said, we have an opportunity to just do what we need to do, end up with a very good coach. It should be John Harbaugh bust. And your second option, Stefanski and Gruden. I mean, I'm speechless if they fuck this up. I'll be pretty mad, just like a lot of Giants fans. But man, apart from the Ravens, the Giants are probably the second best job. Apart from the Ravens, you still got Lamar, you got Derrick Henry, you got a bunch of good dudes on defense, right? It's a team that just needs retooling. The Giants rebuilt last year, but the future is bright. I don't know, my neighbors, man, he was seen with a cane today, so, but crazy, the exciting White and Scatterbo and Jackson Dart. That young defense, Burns, Abdul Carter, decent secondary. The future is very bright. And a coach like John Harbaugh can make an immediate impact and change the entire shit show of a Giants culture. It's not going to happen in 1 year. But he has an unbelievable opportunity to change the Giants culture and put the Giants back in the eye of relevancy like they should be. Because the Giants are one of the blue bloods of the NFL, right up there with the 49ers, with the Steelers. You know what I mean? With the New England Patriots, Green Bay. They are up there in the blue bloods of the NFL. Dynasty. Royalty. And they could finally have a king that's worth, a king that's worth ruling over the Giants' subjects. And that king is John effing Harbaugh. But the Giants traditionally, and especially in the last 10 years, can fuck up a wet dream. This is probably one of the greatest opportunities. And it may be an opportunity not only to redeem the franchise, but redeem the loyalty from the fans, pay the fans back. Dude, it's staring us in our eyes. And if they're not trying to pull every effing thing, I mean, I know we don't know what John wants to do, but he wants to coach this year or take a year off. If that's the case, then we're fucked. But if John Harbaugh, again, it's not available, then you got some pretty darn good second choices in Stefanski and Gruden. I love Gruden, but Stefanski's active resume makes it more viable. John, you got Harbaugh, Harbaugh's return, John Gruden's revival, and let's snag Stefanski, bro. One of the three. That's all I got to say. This is a gift. This is a gift that has fallen out of nowhere, and the Giants need to get it going. All right, man. Enough about that. At this point, is John Harbaugh or bust for the Giants? Let's talk playoffs. Playoffs? Playoffs? Talk some playoffs, man. The wild card playoffs are upon us, and I want to gotta give you my prediction here, give you my my take. All right, some previews here on every matchup. All right, let's talk playoffs. The Houston Texans against the Steelers. I don't care if DJ Metcalf is back. The Steelers defense are just too good. Nice showing by Rodgers. He won. He's going to the playoffs again for the first time in like 3 years. And I know he's happy about that. But that Houston's defense is going to eat him alive. All right. I don't care. Even with you can have two DKs. They can't fuck with Houston. Easy win for Houston. It is what it is. They probably even cover the spread. But I think that defense, their running game, Nico is rested after a week off. CJ Stroud, I think it's going to just need to go in there and play mistake-free football. And they should be okay. So the Bills against the Jaguars. As great as the Jaguars have played, it sucks that they got to face the Bills in the first round. I know the Bills haven't had a Bills season. They should have had the Patriots season. However, you don't want to mess with Josh Allen in the playoffs. You don't want to mess with Josh Allen, period. The Jags are facing the Bills. And to me, this is my upset of the week. Maybe my second upset of the week. But everybody's happy on the Jags. Sunshine from California. Trevor Lawrence, a.k.a. Sunshine, had a hell of a season. Redemption. He's no longer a bust in my book because, he was kind of a bust last year. He's had a crappy rookie season, had a good season under the other Peterson, then had a bad season, now had a really good season this year on the Cone. So to me, he's proven himself. He's a starting quarterback, getting close to eliteness because this season he hit it up in like the last 9 games. Playing Josh Allen, that's tough. Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills. Now, hating on the Jags, bro. I want the Jags to win, but I never turn my back or count my chickens against a Bills team like Josh Allen. He's been there before. I know Trevor has some slight success, won a playoff game, but Josh is big for the moment. I don't know if the Jags are going to be that big. All right. Give me the Bills upsetting. The Chargers against the Patriots. Man, Drake May, MVP favorite. I still think Stafford is going to win slightly. But 13-3, right? They're not the top seed in the AFC, but they were like, they ran the tables. 11-game winning streak. Chargers banged up, right? with Justin Herbert, banged up hand. Justin Herbert hasn't proven himself in the playoffs yet. And this is the first time that Drake May see in the playoffs. Again, he's only played 2 seasons. It's another interesting matchup because it's a shitty matchup for New England, regardless of being at home. Why? Have y'all seen the defense, the Raiders defense? It's pretty freaking dope. Look at that defense. Look what they put up against the Denver Broncos this week. Regardless of Trey Lance starting, that defense was all over. All right, Bo Nix. That defense has been solid all year long. And I think Justin Herbert is due for a redemption playoff game because he's been stinking it up in the playoffs. Horrible playoff game last year, like 3 picks. Hasn't done anything in the playoffs to be considered. He's right now in the Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert I'm talking about. He's in the Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, right? Playoff scenario. Has made the playoffs 3 or 4 times. Looks great in the regular season. He's a tough guy. Has all the skills. Can make all the throws. Been playing with a freaking broken hand for like the last 5 games. A lot of grit. But he has to prove himself. However, this defense scares the shit out of me. And it should scare the New England Patriots. I think the moment will be too big for a very young, inexperienced quarterback in Drake May. And having the fact that Justin Herbert is due, the script is setting up to be an upset by the Chargers. I'm doubling down on the upset. Chargers. Tough game, close game, but Chargers defense has got to do enough to pressure Drake May to make some mistakes or the running backs. I know Stephon Diggs is a veteran, but he ain't the same burner he was before. Hunter Henry is another veteran that's been there before. Again, and Justin knows him. But I think I think Justin Herbert is redemption time. And he's tough as nails. I think I see a little bit different this time around. It is going to go the Chargers way. Upset. Chargers upset the New England Patriots. Come at me if you disagree or you hate it. I'm going to double down on that. Easy win. The Rams against the Panthers in the NFC West. Come on, man. It didn't matter whether the Bucs or the Panthers or the Atlanta Falcons. The Rams, it's going to be easy effing money. This is the easiest pick of the week. Matthew Stafford is throwing 4 touchdowns in this game. Know what I mean? So, oh, man. All right. San Francisco against the Eagles. A healthy San Francisco team would slap this Eagle team around. No doubt about it. But the Eagles are banged up. Last week was just a problem. That game against Seattle banged the hell out of the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy, his hand, banged his head in the helmet. You had players going out on defense. I mean, they've been banged up all year. And last week, losing the number one, the shot to get number 1 seed and get a bye week, just not enough. That defense was just destroying them. And the Eagles got that front rush, right? And they could make it really uncomfortable for Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey. Because that's it. That's all they got. Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, and Kittle. And Kittle was banged up as well. Juwan Jennings, banged up as well. All right. You have Ricky Pearsall has barely played this year. Talented wide receiver, but just this guy's going to be a bust from an injury standpoint. Just the injuries are too much for San Francisco to beat the Eagles, right? The Eagles really had a really different season, but they're the defending champs, and you got to beat the defending champs. I don't think the San Francisco 49ers are healthy enough to beat the defending champs. I think the Eagles are going to do well running the football. I think Saquon's going to have a really good game, and they're going to do to San Francisco what they have a hard time doing, which is stopping the run. So, all right. Let me see what we got here. Sorry, I got some stuff going on from work, so I'm looking at my watch too. The Eagles take on San Francisco, and they will beat San Francisco. Last matchup, the Green Bay Packers and the Bears. Bears, great story. First time in the playoffs. Ben Johnson, unbelievable job. Caleb Williams, Redemption City. You know what? I criticized him last year. Sorry, dog. Year 2, you are the man. I was wrong. I misjudged you for you painting your nails. Didn't think you were tough enough. Yes, you are. And you got skills. And you got game. So, with that being said, though, I know the Packers are banged up. Jordan Love is going to play. I know the Packers have been hit or miss all year long. Losing Micah Parsons is huge, especially against the Bears. Now, the Bears have a really, really good defense. I am so 50-50 on this game. Not because I think the Packers are better than the Bears. It's because I think Caleb still has a little bit of maturity to get through. He does have that grit. He does have that it. I think the Packers been there before. Jordan Love's been there before, but it's also a hit or miss. So you got two quarterbacks that kind of hit or misses, right? One, we don't know what they've done. Jordan Love has had his ups and downs. He's upset the whatchamacallit, the Packers. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys when they were like, when they had the number 1 seed in the East a couple of years ago. I mean, like they've shown flashes this year, and they're also showing flashes, but they also shown flashes of greatness. They've shown flashes of like, all right, this team is for real. It's a team you want to mess with. I'm talking about the Packers. But they're also showing flashes that, holy crap, what the hell happens? It's like they forget. They play great, but then they regressed and play like the Panthers or the Raiders the week after. So the lack of consistency for the Packers, it's hard to pick them against the Bears, but it's very, very, very narrow. This could go either way because of the Bears' inexperience. But I'm going to go with the better coach, and Ben Johnson is hot. I'm going to go with the team that's healthier. I think the Bears are going to pull this off. It's going to be a tight game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers upset them, but I'm going to go slightly over with the Bears. With the Bears. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. That's my prediction. In the AFC, I got Houston. I got the Bills upsetting the Jags. I got the Chargers upsetting the Patriots. Rams, blowout. Close game, but I think the Eagles are going to take this one, and the Bears slightly over the Packers. All right, go Pack, go. So yeah, man, I want to get out of here and kind of give you my reaction to mainly on John Gruden, right? And off the cuff, and I apologize for the back, but let me see if I have anything else that I want to share with you guys. Let me see here. All right. Let me see here what we got. So this is what John Harbaugh has to look for if he goes to the Giants. This young man right here. Look, he played 14 games this year. And overall, his stats are unbelievably very decent for no O-line, no wide receivers. Jackson Dart had himself a total of 25 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive. All right, but what's more impressive, right? Because, between rushing and passing, his completion rate is 74%. And only 5 picks, almost 3,000 yards. 14 games he started. That's not bad. That's actually pretty darn good. That could probably get him the Rookie of the Year. Yeah, it's between him, maybe Genty. I forget who's the other wide receiver that's lighted up this year. I forget who the other guy is. This position player. But also Cam Ward can be considered. But he had more touchdowns than Cam Ward and a higher completion percentage and less picks. So if it's going to be a quarterback, it should be Jackson Dart being the Rookie of the Year. But John Harbaugh has this type of player, very similar to Lamar Jackson. Very similar to Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So John Harbaugh knows how to coach, develop, not change the playing style, but modifying the playing style so he could play safer and not find himself in trouble. Remember, Lamar Jackson was drafted. He was just a running quarterback. 600, he started like 16 games or something, or 14, 15 games, had over 600 and something rushing yards that his rookie season, threw for 6 touchdowns, 3 picks, but then rushed for like 7. First round of the playoffs, they got, they made the playoffs, they got eliminated in the first round. However, year 2, MVP. But that's all John Harbaugh. And this kid has the same values as Lamar Jackson. He's a hard worker, tough, gritty, just not there. He kind of likes to get concussed way too much on purpose. But I think John Harbaugh is the coach that should be right for the number 1 pick for Jackson Dart. Hey, John, You got a baller up in here, dog. And then you got a little Pitbull and Scatterbo. You got some killers and Burns and Abdul Carter. And then Malik Neighbors come back healthy. Yo, you got the wide receiver that you never had in Baltimore. Come over to the Giants, player. Come play for a franchise that's historic and finish your career with one of the Blue Bloods, baby. That's my pitch. I'm doing a pitch already. Hey, yo, New York Giants, your boy's doing a pitch to John Harbaugh. He's going to hear this. I'm going to send this to him. I'm going to go ahead and put a link of this. I'm going to go ahead and do a short in this live. And I'm going to DM John Harbaugh. And if he signs with you guys, yo, you owe me some commission. But yeah, no, all jokes aside, John Harbaugh is John Harbaugh a bust for the Giants. Let's go. Let's go. They can't F this up. They can't F this up. If they do, they deserve the Giants deserve everything they get. If the Giants do not sign John Harbaugh, this is like the worst thing could ever happen to a franchise since the Boston Red Sox traded Babe Ruth for a play. We may go on a Super Bowl streak of never appearing in a Super Bowl or winning a Super Bowl for like next 40 years. That's right, I said it. That's it, but I just want to get on, do off the cuff, get buck wild, and give you my take on John Harbaugh. I think this is a big deal for us Giants fans. We won too. This is our guy. And the Giants need to pull every stunt, everything. This is like one in a lifetime opportunity to get a coach of this caliber. So this is a big Bill Parcells status, man. With that being said, I appreciate you all. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Network coming at you, baby. Go check out our Saturday Cigars and Sports with my boy Jim from Fan in the Van podcast. Check out his podcast. He's released a podcast yesterday. He's happy because the Steelers won. I don't know if he's going to be too happy in the playoffs, but hey, check out his podcast, Fan in the Van, and also check out our Cigars and Sports live stream from Saturday. Yo, we killed it like we always do. Your boy E-Man signing out. Peace. Take care. Yo.